Fritzi Damp and the Great Hunger. A utopia. Fritzi Damp was no ordinary president. He was the president, the man of the people, the savior of the nation. At least according to his own speeches. His campaign slogans were cleanliness through order and less is more. Nobody knew exactly what that meant, but it sounded good, and so he was elected with an overwhelming majority, or at least with a majority that was large enough after several million votes mysteriously disappeared. Fritzi had barely come to power when he began his first major reform, the cleansing of society. In his eyes, there were simply too many people who were lazy, useless, or simply unpleasant. So he had them deported. Where to? That remained unclear. Perhaps to special labor camps for resocialization, perhaps to a faraway country that no one knew about. The main thing was that they were gone. It didn't take long for a small problem to arise. Most of the deportees were farmers, harvest workers, and agricultural laborers. But Fritzi couldn't have known that. After all, he had never set foot on a field, except for a PR stunt in which he chewed a stalk of wheat and said, "Tastes like home." Now something unexpected happened. The wheat did not grow on its own. The cows did not milk themselves. The vegetables did not magically plant themselves. Within a few months, the supermarkets began to empty. Bread became a luxury item. Potatoes were traded on the black market at horrendous prices. People were starving. Fritzi reacted immediately with a new law. It was called the Damp Program for Food Self-Sufficiency and required office workers, teachers, and software developers to work in the fields in their free time. Anyone can plant a potato, Fritzi declared enthusiastically. But it turned out that many of these people didn't even know how to hold a shovel. So he introduced Plan B, the population should simply eat more consciously. "Do we really need so much food?" he asked in a speech. "Our ancestors lived on much less. Fasting is healthy." And because starvation was not enough, the anti-shortage law was soon passed, which prohibited talking about food shortages. Anyone who complained about it anyway was denounced as a pessimistic enemy of the people. While the people grew thinner, Fritzi grew rounder. It turned out that he and his government had exclusive access to secret food stores. When asked about it, he laughed and said, "Fake news. I'm just well fed by my patriotism." Finally, the day came when even the elite had used up their last supplies. Fritzi gave a final speech to a starving nation. "My dear subjects, I am proud of you. You have proven that with discipline and order we can survive even without excess food. Any resemblance to living persons is somehow possible, but randomly generated by my AI. Your Carla Ildres.